So I'm headed to the Colchester pickleball courts. It's 45 degrees and I'm going to be doing some drilling. And so this should be interesting. I have a bunch of layers on and it's starting to get cold here in Connecticut. But gotta be training, gotta get better, you know?
It's all about that pickleball. Do you want to serve? What side you gonna call? I'm a third shot.
Hello pickleballers, it's Dave here, and it's November in Connecticut and it is starting to get cold. Now we've been very blessed to have a very warm weather, but our time is running out. Anyway, at the Colchester, Connecticut courts, and I'm doing some dinking and ground strokes. And I do encourage you to also film your sessions if you are doing any drilling, because you can really see where you can make improvements. And so I'm using my little newly created DIY pickleball return net there behind the actual net. And I'm doing dinking drills here. And when you're drilling, you really want to ensure that you practice like you play. And sometimes that's difficult to do because you're obviously not in a game situation. But obviously you want to be positioning yourself correctly, getting down, getting low, getting your paddle out in front, and being ready for those dink volleys. And I'm switching back to ground strokes here. And what I really wanted to focus in on this particular session for the ground stroke drilling is not so much painting lines or anything like that. And I just did a really bad shot there. But it's getting consistency, getting a consistent stroke, a mechanically sound stroke as much as possible, and trying to use that brush stroke where you're going from low to high, finishing above the ear and putting that top spin on the ball, and moving your feet, getting in position, and really torquing your hips and your waist to generate more power. And as you can see there, it was a windy day too, so you'll see some of the curvature on the ball. But again, this particular drilling session was just to get in a rhythm, routine, build some muscle memory. And so that's what drilling is all about, is getting a sense of consistency with all your shots. And it's okay to hit in the net like I did there, or hit it really badly like I did there. But you're just adjusting. And so what I'm looking for when I watch this is, again, footwork, paddle positioning. Am I starting low, ending high with that top spin stroke, that brush stroke? And that's really what I'm looking for. And so I reflect on this as I practice again, or I play, to make sure I'm doing those things. And it's pretty consistent, I would say. It's really, the footwork is so important, really. And don't try to hit the ball hard, especially when you're first doing this. Just build proper mechanics, build consistency, and the power will come. And I had people playing on the other courts here. There's 3 courts at this in Colchester. So I didn't want to impede on their game, and it was windy, so some of the balls were rolling over there. I cut those out, but some of them were rolling over there, so I had to stop and get them. But for the most part, they stayed in the back of the fence or in the corner as I'm doing this. It's good to have, so none of the stuff is like super professional. That ball holder, that stand is like a light stand that I had for like portable lights. And what do you want to call it there? The little bucket I have is one of those buckets you use in those drawers or dressers or type things that you buy at like Walmart or IKEA, right? Bookshelves, I should probably say. And you just buy them. And I just had the stuff around the house, so you don't have to buy all this fancy equipment. And I actually made that ball returner thing as well. But just get stuff that's around your house. You don't have to buy a bunch of stuff to position yourself to drill or get better. Sometimes it just takes a little ingenuity and some time and effort, and you can have all the training stuff you need. And if you don't have that net, that's fine. And if I didn't have that, I could just drop the ball. Right? I like the feel of it coming at me and position my feet. But again, you can throw the ball up in the air and do the same exact thing without having to create that ball returner, without having to buy something. You don't need it. And so I switched now from the forehand to backhand. I'm not loving my backhand right now. And it's something that I do want to work on. And so the thing is, you always want to work on things that you're not good at to really round yourself out. And I mixed in a forehand there. But really be honest with yourself and evaluate your game, see what you need to work on, and then make sure you're working on those things, because you can't avoid backhands. And if you try to, you really position yourself out of a point.
So coming back now, I was actually surprised there were ended up being at the end 8 people there. There were 4 when I got there, and so that was a pleasant surprise actually. Some people I know and play with, and some couple newer faces. But it was a good training workout. My ankles are just killing me. I think that, well, I know that I usually do stretch, but I was in a time crunch today and I didn't do a normal stretching. It's kind of interesting how stretching is important to just get your body and your muscles a little bit limber, especially when it's a little bit colder out and you might be a little bit tighter. And so, but oh no, it was good. And that was actually the first time I used my homemade pickleball return net. I still have a name for it. And so that worked really well, actually. So I was actually happy about that. And I'm good. I was happy I bought another dozen of the Franklin Axe 40s, so I don't have to go and pick them up so quickly. So I had a couple dozen of those and some other balls I had as well. So it was a good training session, and there's not many more opportunities here in Connecticut because it is going to get colder. It was in the 40s today. It will start to get colder. So I'll be playing indoor and trying to find another location in town where I can go anytime I want to. There might be one location, so kind of stay tuned for that, where I can go, but we'll see. But, well, thanks for watching, and happy pickleballing.